Hello lovely people, welcome to Ari Talks About Music. I'm Ari, and today I will be reviewing this new collab album between PARTYNEXTDOOR and Drake, Some Sexy Songs for You. Coming off of Kendrick Lamar having absolutely wiped the floor with Drake over their ongoing beef over the last year or so, it really did lower my expectations for this album quite a lot. Not that they were really that high to begin with, given the quality of music we're generally used to expecting from both Drake and PARTYNEXTDOOR. It uses a lot of the very typical cliches, such as the very monotonous auto-tuned vocals, along with completely unnecessary and very annoying trap beats. Like on the opening track CN Tower, for example, really does just showcase the criticisms that I just mentioned, although surprisingly this song actually does have very good production, and until the trap beat is introduced about halfway through the song, doesn't actually sound too bad, with the only really annoying thing about it being the vocals. You also have many tracks such as Deeper and Raining in Houston that just have a very stop-start feel to them. The pacing just feels very awkward, and overall they're quite annoying to listen to. Although with that being said, I think that surprisingly something this album does consistently do quite well is production. The majority of the tracks on here do sound very slick and smooth, especially with songs like Pimmy's Dilemma or Meet Your Padre, with the two aforementioned songs also showing off some actually really nice guitar work, with some very clear and very well-used Latin influence on the song Meet Your Padre. But despite the odd good song here and there, the overall repetitive nature of the album, with the constant usage of the trap beats and auto-tuned vocals, just make each song completely indifferentiable from the others. Especially with this album being over an hour long, that length is really felt, with it sometimes feeling like you're just listening to one long song, given that most of the tracks have very little that make them really that interesting, with the repetitive and monotonous nature of almost every track just feeling that much more exaggerated. Something that I was fully expecting to be one of the worst elements of this album, was actually something that was quite relieving not to hear, is how Drake completely refrains from talking about Kendrick Lamar in the lyrics, with this almost implying he has self-awareness that there's just no chance of him winning or making a comeback from it at this point. And I think he's done well to just leave that topic alone and just keep making music without talking about it, without further embarrassing himself by continuing to try to respond to Kendrick Lamar. And so on the whole, this album is better than I expected it to be, although I must admit that isn't saying a lot. And I think more than anything, this album is just boring. Like I've mentioned, with the constant use of trap beats and annoying and boring, monotonous auto-tuned vocals that just sound so generic and the same all the way through. Although there are only very few things about this album that I think are actively really bad about it. And so overall, I'll be giving this one a 4 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this review. Please be sure to listen to this album yourself and tell me your thoughts below. Please leave a like if you liked the video, and please leave a dislike if you didn't like the video, and remember to stay hydrated.